What is going on in the Tampa Bay real estate market? Hey, it's Sean Reddy, Keller Williams Reddy Group. Every month we bring you the Tampa Bay market in a minute, plural, where we just basically just dissect is the word I was looking for. Obviously, this is unedited, unscripted, but dissect 9 key health metrics of the Tampa Bay real estate market. Break it down month over month, year over year, and also with some longer term perspective. And the goal here is simple. If you are in the market, on the market, or plan on moving anytime in the next 12 months, then we'll talk about putting this data to work for you for the best possible move for you. So let's break it down a little bit. First and foremost, Tampa Bay, for these purposes, defined as just Hillsborough and Pinellas counties combined. Nothing else in there. If you want this broken down further or zoom out a little bit more, reach out, drop a comment. Happy to pull that data for you, but we're looking at Hillsborough and Pinellas counties combined. Like I said, 9 key metrics. We're looking at it from the lens of if it moved in favor of sellers, it's color-coded in green. If it moved in favor of buyers, it's color-coded in red. All right, so no real big moves this month. So I'm going to talk about the fact that now we're at 4 straight months of rising purchase contracts. Wasn't big, went from 39.70 to 39.93, but that is a 0.6% increase in purchase contracts. Again, 4 straight months of more homes going under contract. So don't talk to me about the effects of the Iran war on the real estate market. It is non-existent except for mortgage rates. But again, contracts are going up despite mortgage rates going up. All right, market times split. The average went down 4.2%. The median went up 2.9%. Weirdly enough, second straight month of 2.9% increase in median. Market times 68 average, 36 median. New listings down 1.6%. Why is that good for sellers? Well, that's less competition. Available homes down 0.3%. Not big, but down. And then average and median price both up 1.5%. Now, that only measures, and you can see the big drop last month, that only measures what closes in any given month. That's not indicative of overall values, but up is up, right? And then finally, this, what I call the leverage factor, it's the median sold price, the final close price compared to the last asking price, median last asking price. And that went up 1.3%. That's probably the biggest mover, not by percentage, but just the fact that homes are getting 1.3% closer to final asking price than they did last month. Now, year over year, let's look at that real quickly. And we'll talk about how to really use this data to your advantage. All right, lots of green here. The reds is homes are taking longer to sell this April compared to last April. About 20% longer, that is. But the greens, there's less new listings, 11% drop in new listings. There's a 12% drop in homes on the market. Last year, there was over 15,000. This year, 13.6. While purchase contracts are up 12%. So you have less homes coming on the market. You have more going under contract. That's contributing to the falling inventory levels. Closed sales up 10%, as is the average selling price. The median up less than 1%, and then that median sold price to list price ratio up less than 1%. But sellers are there's more of a meeting of the minds between buyers and sellers. The best way to frame that. All right, lastly, longer term perspective. These graphs on the stats that we just talked about, these go back to August of 2022, and that's really when the rising interest rates started taking effect on the real estate market. So let's see how this plays out. This first graph here is average and median selling time. And you can see that trajectory is largely up with some obvious, peaks and valleys in between. But if we look at it from the very first reporting of 28 average days, we're now at 68 average days. 17 median days, we're now at 36 median days. So about double the amount of time it takes to sell a home on average and median. This one tells the entire story. So 3 metrics on here. The available homes, this is total inventory on the market, is in the red. And you can see how much that has climbed over the last several years, with some flattening in the last year. But there remains a gap here between this and these other metrics that we'll talk about. New listings hitting the market is the blue line, and homes that are going under contract, so new purchase contracts, is the yellow line. So the point to make here is if you're selling your home and it's just been sitting there for months and months and months, you're kind of in this no man's land here, because if there's 13,000 homes for sale and new ones coming on every day, and there's 3,000 to 4,000 going under contract, if no new homes hit the market, it would take 3.5, 4 months for everything to sell. But new homes hit the market, and if they are positioned better than yours, they're going to sell, and they're going to sell in a decent amount of time. Whereas 50% more or less of the homes that hit the market never even sell. They come off the market unsold, and those are the ones that fall into this kind of no man's land here. Closed sales. Not a big difference between where we started in August of 2024 with 3,400 closed sales and where we're at now with 3,400 closed sales. So about even over these last almost 4 years, we'll call it 3.5 years, with some obvious peaks and valleys in between. So we're in the season, if you will, where that does start to peak out towards the top and then start to fall right around when school gets back into session for the season. Average and median selling price. Now, this is about as flat as it gets. Granted, late last year, early this year, there's a big increase in the average selling price, but it's reverting kind of back towards the mean here. But look at the median selling price. $385, $395. That is 3.5 years to gain $10,000 in median selling price. So I don't expect much to change there. It's probably going to be pretty flat for the next 12 months. Crazier things have happened, but we'll see. That's why we track this. So lastly, median sold price to list price ratio. Relatively flat here, generally falls between that 98 and 100%. Haven't seen 100% in a year, so we'll call it between 97 and 98%. 97 and, unedited. 97 and 99%. All right, so there you have it. Obviously, this is a broad geographic stroke between two massive counties, heavily populated counties. So not every market, sub-market, hyperlocal market behaves the same. If you have an intent to move, or if you're already considering a move, make sure that you are working and aligned with a professional who, first of all, knows how to pull this data, but also, number two, knows how to interpret this data for the micro market that you are fixated on, whether you're selling a home, buying a home, or selling a home to buy another home somewhere else. Make sure you have this data in play for you so that you can interpret it in a way that maximizes your move. I thank you so much for watching. We do this every single month, so we'll see you in June. Sean Reddy, Keller Williams Reddy Group, and see you next month.